Hey, what is up, guys? This is Deep Toxic Gamer bringing you what I told you about that was coming soon to my channel. This will be the first episode of Dungeon Siege. The game came out in 2002. It's old, but it looks amazing for its age, and it's still very playable, and it has a bunch of replayability in my book. Um, Now I'm going to go ahead and give you a pro tip. So if you do buy the game for $6.99 off the Steam store, I'm going to tell you how to fix certain errors, like the exception error that you will run into eventually in the game. Um, well, let's go ahead and go to the options. As you can see, I have my shadows set to none. You're going to want to do that because you're playing with a newer PC, a newer DirectX, and you're going to run into this error pops up on your screen in a little dialog box, exception, parentheses 0-8x. Well, that's because your game isn't running off the older DirectX, and for some reason this game does not like newer PCs. So you're going to want to turn your shadows to none. You won't notice a difference whatsoever in the game, or well, just not a bigger one. But yeah, in order to fix your game and so it runs smoothly through the whole game, you're going to want to do that. Now, since I've done that, I have had any errors, no errors whatsoever. So yeah, now that we're doing that, this game came out in 2002. As you can see down at the bottom, it gives you all the information. Now, you'll notice that multiplayer is disabled. I believe that's because you have to download maps to even play with multiplayer. So we're going to go ahead and start the game. Single player. Let's go. Start new game. Now the first thing you're going to be introduced to is the character customization, which in this one it does not have much. So don't be upset if you're like, oh wow. And yeah, so you got your basic human races, black, white, Asian, and all that. Now you don't get races like elves or anything, at least not in this one. But if you want to check out the second one, Lords of Destruction, that has races that you can choose from and a lot more customization options. But for this time period, the customization options that it gives you, I think it was really well done. As you can see, you don't have a gender lock, so you can play male or female. Heads. Now, the heads are presets to what they look like. I'm going to go ahead and go with that one. I'm going to go to my skin, make them look a lot younger, and hair. So you don't have very many hair options, which is okay in my book. I mean, like I said. Alright, now you can also choose various looks for what he's wearing. Alright. Too fancy. I'm going to go with the whole woodsman look. Brown pants go perfectly with it. Alright, my name is Braxton. And next. Okay, so there's many difficulties, and you can also change this in-game. So if you go in your options, yeah, you could change the difficulty if it gets too hard for you. Me, on the other hand, easy is normal, normal is hard, and hard is pretty much veteran. So even easy is a challenge. Even though it says it's not much of one, you will notice that. Alright, so let's get into it.
A long time ago, on the continent of Arana, the once magnificent empire of stars had crumbled into oblivion, paralyzed by its own power-hungry legions, and torn asunder by an ancient and merciless will. But the 10th Legion, the dying empire's most valiant soldiers and most trusted, withdrew far to the west, to a land called Ebb, seeking to preserve what their empire had lost. Here, in the rugged mountains and rich valleys of their new home, they founded the Kingdom of Ebb, a kingdom that has embraced peace and freedom for 300 years. But there was a price. Few now remember the evil that opposed them. Fewer still recall the dark sorceries cast to save them. And none could foretell that one humble farmer would stand between a vengeance from the past and the survival of the kingdom.
The Krug are attacking. I couldn't hold them back. You have long been my friend, but you can do nothing more for Old Norn. Go to Stonebridge. Find Gjorn. The Krug have elsewhere betrayed us. Your bravery will be needed by the king. Go now.
Okay, as you can see, we're introduced to the game with a death of one of your friends. But anyway, and as you can see, it doesn't have much of a story, but you will find books that will add to the world, such as lore, and certain quests you complete will fill out the story a little bit more. So pretty much this is your story, and it's up to you how it goes. One more note, you might want to explore everything on the map because you can always find something good hidden somewhere. Shovel. Let's go with that. I really wish that dog could be one of my companions. That's kind of disappointing. Alright. Guessing that's my house. It's a little simple. Alright. So just to go ahead and give you an idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna go with a Death Knight type of character. Meaning leech life and melee. It's not very often that I do magic, mainly because the whole mana thing running out. But the first thing I want to level up is my melee, so I can increase my chance to hit. As you can see right now, barely any of my things are hitting. So yeah, once you level up and you start getting more skilled in the tree, like right here, my melee goes up, it increases my chance to hit. And, yeah, alright. Now each weapon has its own damage and its own ability. Like this is slower. It does 1 to 3 damage, but it has a 10% chance of blocking. So pretty much any two-handed weapon or pole arm, you're going to have a chance to block, so you don't need a shield. These, you have no way to block unless you have a shield, but it's a fast attack speed. So keep in mind that everything you use has its own advantage and disadvantage. Okay, so we got our fire equipped, and I'll show you what the magic looks like. Bone club. And one of the key things is search the area for everything to find hidden treasures, as well as hunt down all the enemies you can, because all the experience you're going to need. If you go into a certain zone or progress further in the game without getting as much experience, you're going to find yourself in a bad spot because your character's squishy. Squishy as in not going to be strong enough to take on the challenges ahead. Now this is a team game and it's very strategic. As you can see, it has formations you can choose from, as well as follow. This right here, pretty much they pick up everything and they will put it in a pack mule. So you don't have to worry about picking everything up by yourself. Transmute. Alright, now some of the basics. You pretty much have, what is it? Two types of magic. Combat magic being the more vicious of the two. Meaning it deals with life stealing, fire, summoning evil creatures to fight for you. As well as putting out a massive amount of damage. Nature magic, on the other hand, has spells that can do damage and various things. You could summon monsters, that of a nature kind, but it also deals with healing and resurrection of your friends. Now each has its attacks and each has its defensive spells, as well as environment changing spells. So if you are a magic user, stick to magic and melee. That's your best bet. Like, I will not go with range and combat magic. Now I'll go with range and nature magic. Pretty much the whole ranger type of character, like off D&D, if you've ever played that. Now, combat magic and range, it would not be as wise. And another thing to note, do not become a jack of all trades. You will weaken yourself, and it will make it harder for you and your party to continue on in the next area. So keep that in mind. You can be powerful, just don't weaken yourself to the point where it's going to drag you and your team down. Blunt dagger. Alright. And you can dodge most range attacks if you're quick enough to do it. Alright, let's go ahead and head down here. Wait. Another thing to note, that shooting opponents from a high place, it does work and it gives you more of an advantage if you can hit them. Keep in mind that certain barrels, boxes, and chests will be trapped. So if you go hitting the wrong one, it could drop something and also hurt you. It doesn't do much damage. It's just more of an annoyance. Son of a bitch. Gotcha. Like right here. That is one of the lore books you will come into. That will explain the area to you. Give you a brief history of what's going on, and so yeah. That's how you fill your story in. Besides the actions you take and the choices you make. Almost level 2, and then we're going to start leveling up our melee combat. I always recommend having melee combat no matter which skill you choose or discipline to follow. Mainly because it's useful. You'll have monsters that are able to run up to you, and it makes all the difference being able to deal with a situation up close as well as ranged. Okay. Yeah, one reason why I tell you to explore is because they have little side areas that go off the beaten path, which have some pretty good loot in it. And monsters. Come on. Now we're going to switch to melee. Alright. Now a little more to the customization. These armors pretty much have their own looks. And as you can see, I got a nice piece of armor, which will give me a +5 to my health. So here we go. And yeah, when you equip armor that gives you health or anything that gives you health, your health gauge will not be automatically up there. It will have to build slowly. Now I'm at my new base health. And when you take the armors and stuff off, you lose the abilities that it gives you. But as you can see, it also changed my appearance. So yeah, every armor I think you get in the game has its own different appearance. Unless it's the same brand as this one. Like you can find brands of this one that aren't rare armor or unique armor. And it will look the same as some of the base. But it adds a little more customization options for when using it. 2 to 3, 3 to 5. What do I got here? 2 to 4, 2 to 5, 2 to 5. Alright, we're going to go with that one. Oh, oh. Oh, no, never mind. Actually, see right there that monster over there that's glowing. That is a unique monster, and it does drop some pretty good things. Let's see. Oh shit! Nope, nope, nope. Alright, here we go. And drop the hammer. Wonder how good it is. I might end up switching out. 7 to 10. Yep, definitely switching that. And the attack speed on it is fast. Alright, so yeah. Slower weapons generally do a lot more damage. But faster weapons do some good amount of damage. But it's all into per second. So DPS, damage per second, the faster it is, the better it is. But like I said, this is a party system, so you can have a heavy hitter and a quick hitter. Kind of balance it out. Or you can make a party full of heavy hitters. I don't exactly recommend that. While it will work, you're going to want to be strategic about it. Having a bunch of heavy hitters can make you go through an area faster. But when like one or two of them go down and nobody has any healing spells, it doesn't work out. But then again, maybe you can do it, maybe you can't. Give it a shot. Try it out. Let me know how it goes. Let's see, is my melee skill at 1 and combat magic is at 1. Alright.
I should have guessed you'd be cleaving your way to Stonebridge to find out what's got the Krug all stirred up. If you could spare a few minutes to help an old neighbour before you go, I've a favour to ask. When I realised the Krug were actually attacking us, I tried to get to the safety of my cellar, but they had a little welcome party waiting for me. If you need any supplies for the long trek to Stonebridge, and wouldn't mind clearing out the remaining Krug downstairs, you can help yourself to whatever you need from my stalls.
Alright. So once you complete this quest, or accept the quest, it'll be in your quest log. And after you do all that, the best way to complete it is to go and talk to him. That's how you complete your quest. And, so yeah. Same as any RPG or MMO. Once you complete the quest, go talk to the person to give you the quest, and you'll get a reward for it. Alright. That's, compared to what I have, 0 defense, 1 defense. Go ahead and drink that. Burlap. Let's see what that gives me. 3 defense. Nah, not risking it. Now I don't own the DLC to this, so it's just going to be me playing the base game. I think I forgot to mention that when I first started playing this. Yeah, so I don't own the DLC to this version, so we may not see it, but if I can get a hold of it, I will. That's about it. I'm not even going to waste my time with that. No. My defense and ability is a lot better than that. Yep. Equip those. That's an extra 1 defense. So I look like I got really big feet and big hands now.
My thanks for clearing out the Krug.
And there's your reward for the quest. Let's see about that leech life. Can I use that yet? Nope, not yet. Now, one thing to note about the spells, they do have AoEs, so you don't have to worry about taking out one monster at a time. As soon as you level up and you get to a spell shop, you can see that I believe there are area of effect spells, which will turn a small area hostile to enemies. Like, I think they have chain lightning, which travels from one enemy to the next for nature magic users. And the spells don't really seem exciting yet, but they do get better as the game progresses. Like, they'll have a lot more detail in some of them. And another cave, nice. With another boss inside of it. Gold, gold. Alright, perfect example of a trap. I think one of these might be trapped. Yep, right there. Darts for explosions. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. Well, guys, I'm going to call this the episode. I promise in my next one I will talk a lot more. Let me just finish this. Give me that level 2. Alright. Alright, let me just get this level up real quick, and I'll end the episode. Alright, now let's try out our new spell before we end this episode. Leech Life. Go ahead and put that right there. Fire shot at the bottom. Now, I don't think I used this spell before when I did play, so... Alright. I heard an enemy. Oh, there we go. Damn it. Wrong spell. So every hit he does to me, I'm able to steal his health. Alright guys, this is Deep Toxic Gamer signing out. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video.